Where is the Tower of Bavel? The answer is going to surprise you. The current guess is that the ziggurat temples in Babylon that date back to 2100 BC. They were large and they were made from bricks and mortar, as the verse says. However, there are several of them, not just one. Further, while they were 98 feet tall, which is high, they weren't the tallest structure of the time. But is that a tower that goes to the sky? The clues are in the careful reading of the text. Ham had four sons: Cush, Mitzrayim, Put, and Canaan. Cush is Ethiopia, Mitzrayim is Egypt. Canaan, we know, is where Israel is. Cush, the son of Ham, begot several sons. Then the Torah says, Cush also begot Nimrod, like he was an afterthought. This is important because Nimrod's territory was Babylon, Erech, Akkad, and Calneh. And all these were in the land of Shinar. Now, where is the land of Shinar? When talking about the Tower of Bavel, the Torah says, they came from the east and settled in the valley of Shinar. Again, where is Shinar? It seems to be associated with Bavel, so maybe it's along the rivers, Tigris rivers, Euphrates rivers, over there in Mesopotamia. After the Tower of Bavel is abandoned, it says, this is why it is called Bavel, because Hashem, God, confounded the speech of the entire earth, and from there they scattered over the face of the earth. So really the tower wasn't necessarily Babel, but a play on words in Hebrew. What is interesting is that the Torah gives the land territory to four sons of Cush and Canaan. It mentions the descendants of Mitzrayim, Egypt, but it doesn't give them his physical territory. Put does not seem to have recorded lineage or territory. Now, didn't Mitzrayim get Egypt? Yes, but when? The Torah breaks up a narrative of Shem to tell us about the Tower of Bavel. If it was Nimrod's territory, then it would have broken up or stated the narrative about Tower of Babel right after giving us about Nimrod. But it doesn't. It waits for Shem, and apparently the Tower of Babel is related to Shem and its history. The Torah says, everyone on earth had the same language. It makes sense. They all came from Noah. They migrated east. Now, Ararat is a mountain in modern Turkey to the east of its border with Armenia. If the incident of the Tower of Bavel happened in Bavel, modern-day Iraq, Iraq is due south. It would have said, and they came from the north. They went west. Also, it says they found a level valley, not just a regular valley, a level valley, and they found it. That means level ground between two mountain ranges. Iraq is a mountain range, but then it's basically just level all the way to the Mediterranean Sea. Also, how can they find a spot in the desert? They don't really find a spot in the desert. They settled somewhere in the desert, but they found something, meaning they found something important. What they found was a Nile Delta. It was fertile land to settle in, water, greens, great for planting, sowing, feeding animals and humans, and a great place for a city. The Torah says, come, let us build a city and a tower, with its top to the sky. We will make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered over the earth. How did they build this city and tower? It says, we will make them from formed bricks and burn them, and of hewn bricks for the building, and pitch to be used as mortar. So we have stones that are carved out and placed, plus we have bricks that are made of mud and put through fire, and then the stones on the outside are stuck together with mortar with pitch. Yes, the ziggurats were built with burned bricks and was 98 feet tall. However, the ziggurat were temples, not a tower, and 2100 does put it in the time of the flood line. However, the Great Pyramids of Giza, they are 450 feet high, made of stone outside and mud-burned bricks on the inside. Pitch was easily available in Egypt, as Moses' basket had pitch on it. While they seem to be dated back to 2500 BC, the Egyptian timeline and the carbon dating is not perfect and could be up by a few hundred years. It could well have been that right after the flood, which we know based on the Torah, the Babylonian, and the Chinese history, all took about 2200 to 2300 BCE. The pyramids fit perfectly. They are located, as we know, in the center of the earth. They are a perfect facing north, and along the meridian that is the center of the earth. From there, from Egypt, civilization spread out, spread west to Mesopotamia, north to Europe, south into Africa. And remember, Cush was in Africa. Nimrod is said to have held these lands. The flat valley of Shinar. He is from Cush, which is Ethiopia. It is possible that Shinar refers to the entire plot of land from the mountain ranges in Iraq to the Nile Delta. What do we call that? The Fertile Crescent. In modern times, the Fertile Crescent is from Babylonia through Assyria to Aramea, down to Canaan, and into Egypt. All that land was the land of Shinar. Nimrod could be king of 4 cities and part of the Fertile Crescent. He wasn't king of the entire land of Shinar, only in the land of Shinar. They were scattered and they stopped building the city. Egypt took over the tower, not the place, not the Bavel, but they took over the Tower of Bavel. Later, Bavel is called Bavel, ruled by Nimrod. It could be named for some other reason. Had Bavel, Erech, Akkad, and Calneh in the land of Shinar. The next verse says, "For the land of Asher went forth." Why would Asher, who actually is Shem's child, go forth from one of Nimrod's lands? The answer is, not from Nimrod's land, but to the land of Shinar. Everyone gathered at the land of Shinar, which is the tip of it, which was in Egypt. Asher went forth and established Ashur, Assyria, north of Iraq, and Aramea, north of Babylonia. In Avram's time, Amraphel is the king of Shinar. How? Was it Nimrod? The answer is Nimrod may have been alive, and he had cities in the land of Shinar. A city in Shinar, not the land of Shinar. Just like New York is in the state of New York. Therefore, the Tower of Bavel still stands today, and is the great pyramid of Giza. What's amazing is that the pyramid of Giza, no one really knows what it was for. At first, it was thought to be the tombs of pharaohs, but now we see very little inside the pyramid. So, what exactly was the pyramid for? The answer may be it was just meant to be a tower. That is a tower above.